just a thought. It's my opinion. It's just a thought. It's just a thought. Get out your feelings. It's just a thought. It's just a thought. It's my opinion. It's just a thought. It's just a thought. Get out your feelings.
What's going on, family? It's your girl, Sharí Nycole, host of Just a Thought with Sharí Nycole, and that's exactly what you're listening to or watching right now. And I always like when a plan comes together pretty much last minute. Yeah. I ran into this gentleman, and I've known him for years, but we ran into each other recently at a celebrity golf event.
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, sis, what's tea? When am I getting on the show? And I was like, how about in 2 days? And so we're able to make it happen. I'm talking about Chaney, one of the dopest actors around. He's an artist. He's an author. To me, he's a motivational speaker as well. I don't know if he's going to take that from me, but he is just a jack of all trades and been doing his thing in this industry for a very long time. I'm talking over 20 years, okay? And with that said, we're going to talk about that and so much more. He also has a new single out right now that is called Bad and Beautiful. Let me tell you something. It's special. And also how he's distributing the single is special as well, which we're going to talk about too. But without further ado, Trey, we did it. We made it happen. I don't think I've interviewed you in a few years. So this should be a fun one. How you doing?
It's been a while, Sharí. I'm so honored to be here with you. You family, though. You my sister. So we had to make this happen.
Yes.
And like you said, the way it came about, you know how we move in this industry.
Yes,
it's like, I see you. Hey, Sharí, what's up? Let me do it. You're like, all right, pull up. And I'm here, and, you know, we going to just get into all of the great, positive, motivating things, man. It's just been happening in both of our lives.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what's fun for me? Whenever I'm around you, you talk about positivity. I feel that from you. It's a light on you that just shines so brightly. And I could be having the worst day in history, and you pull up, and I'm like, oh, okay, everything's going to be all right. With that said, we've been through, it's crazy out here.
It is.
Trey, it's crazy. And I'm not just talking about the pandemic. Just there are some people that I know are struggling with just getting up out of the bed in the morning. So much global disarray, so many things happening in our respective industries with the economy, all these things. For you, how do you stay centered during a time when a lot of people are struggling simply to just put one foot in front of the other?
You know what, Sharí? And it's so funny because I spoke about this the other day. It's not like every single day I wake up and I'm ready to save the world and I'm this happy-go-lucky brother, you know, that's just like, yo, I'm about to motivate everybody. You know, for me, I pray so much until I lose count of how much I pray. I sit still. I allow myself to feel whatever emotion it is that I'm going through. And I always keep in mind, you know, God comes first. Yeah. And nobody is greater than God. And for me, like I said, sitting still and being able to feel emotion, but at the same time knowing that whatever trials and tribulations I'm going through at the time, whatever negativity is happening, this won't be the end all be all.
Yeah, for sure.
So with that mindset, it's me just changing my mindset soon as I wake up in the morning, just having a mindset, not jumping straight on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or TikTok. Because like I said, you know, even when you cut on your TVs, when you cut on social media, it's so much negativity out there.
Yes,
you know,
it's like Trey, I kid you not.
It can corrupt your mind.
It's a conspiracy. The first post I often see when I open up Facebook or Instagram is something negative. I'm not kidding you. And at first I was like, am I tripping? Yeah. And I was like, nah, I think it might be something to this. I know that sounds like conspiracy theorist, y'all. I don't really get into that. But I think it's something to that.
No, for real. And once I got to the point where I felt just like you, I'm like, man, let me just sit in my thoughts. Let me thank God. Let me be grateful. Yes. You know, let me talk about everything that makes me grateful and thankful in my life before we have to get on these platforms, before we have to come out here into this world and deal with whatever. And that's what keeps me grounded and focused. And then, of course, my wife, my kids, my granddaughter, my family. I come from a real big family that's very supportive. We supportive of each other, of everything that we do. So those are some of the things that keep me grounded.
Yeah, I love that. Let's stick on grounded for a minute. And you mentioned family. Saw your beautiful wife with you as well the other day.
Yeah, shout out to Aisha.
Look, let me tell y'all something. You all are black love personified. And I know it's a lot of people out here talking about relationship goals. Yeah. Some of y'all faking the funk, no shade. But I really feel a sense of authenticity and realness when it comes to you all being happily married. Not to say you don't have challenges, because all relationships do.
Exactly.
But you exude happiness as a couple. I know that you all in business together as well.
Yeah.
So for you, how do you feel like you all embody Black love, and how has your perception of Black love changed since getting married?
Since getting married, well, shout out to Aisha Chaney, first and foremost, my wife, the mother of my kids, the grandma to my granddaughter. Me and Aisha are going on 19 years of marriage.
Unbelievable. Congratulations.
So, thank you. So, you know, of course, meeting each other in 2002 and going into this 19 years of marriage, I always tell people you're going to meet different versions of yourselves.
Yes.
And for me, I met Aisha when she was 27. She's a different person at 30. She's a different person at 32. You know what I'm saying? And the same for me. But for us, what keeps us grounded is we're in love with the process of growing as a married couple, as a married Black couple.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how I would define like our Black love, how we do things. It's never an issue where if we have like, you know, some type of issues with anything that we have with each other, we don't talk it out. Communication for us is the key to everything. And I'm talking communicating on all levels.
Yeah.
Like if I feel something is going on, or if I, you know, even it could be good, it could be bad, it could be whatever, I'm going to have that conversation with my wife and vice versa. If she feels any type of thing, any type of emotion, she's going to have the conversation with me. And even us being in business together, you know, it's funny because she had to sit me down the other day. My wife, Aisha, she said, because I'm, you know, us as artists, we anxious. I'm like, look, we got this ChaneyWay.com thing pumping. We got all this going on. I need to get the merch out like tomorrow. She said, she let me get out my thoughts, right? Yeah. Aisha said, Trey, sit down for a minute. Let me explain something to you about how business works. You got to have a day to cut, paste. You got to have a day to do this. You got to have another day to do this. It's time management. Right then and there, I just shut up and listen. I'm like, you know what? You're right. You know, I mean, so it's like being able to work through disagreements. It's being able to come together as one, make decisions together. I mean, you know, most of the time when you see me, my wife is with me.
Correct.
Right now she's home because, you know, we dealing with our granddaughter get ready to come down. But we love being in love.
I love that.
You know, we love being in love with each other. We love everything about each other. And like I said, just meeting different versions of one another throughout these going on 19 years of marriage and being able to say, okay, I loved you then, I loved you now. I loved you through the journey. Because like you said, challenges are going to come up in a marriage.
For sure.
But if we can come together as one and we could work through them challenges, now it feels like that I'm just meeting her all over again.
That's so cool.
It's like we still date, you know? We're still dating each other. I feel like I just met my wife all over again. Us coming together, looking at our kids get older, and you know, we got a 30-year-old daughter. We got a 17-year-old son that's getting ready to graduate from high school.
Wow.
Our granddaughter Morocco is 3. So it's like we're watching all of this together.
Yeah.
You know, and it just brings joy and smiles to our faces all the time.
I love that. I want to stay on marriage for just another moment because, you know, 19 years is not a joke, okay?
No.
And that's marriage, y'all. That's not dating. That's marriage.
That's marriage.
So you can tack some years on if you really want to talk about just being together.
Yeah.
But there's often this conversation, you know, and it's a conversation that should be happening and it's worth happening, but we talk often about women submitting to men.
Right.
I totally understand that, and meaning husbands. That's me. That's my purview. That's where I'm coming from. So I'm not just talking about you submitting to your boyfriend or some man you're in a situationship with, ladies. So just no judgment here.
Yeah.
But you mentioned how your wife allowed you to get out what you needed to say, and then you had to submit in that moment as well when you were done talking and allow her to say what she needed to say to be able to get you guys to a place where you can solve a problem.
Yeah.
So can you speak to that dynamic of not only wives submitting to their husbands, but also the submission that happens mutually within a relationship and how it's been so important for you guys?
And men even submitting to their wives.
Ooh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And in a sense, because I don't, you know, when you think about the whole submitting and submissive thing, it goes both ways, you know, and the importance, like you mentioned, it's important to hear one another out.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, like I said, and both of us are artists. You know, she's a fashion designer. She's a creative. I'm an actor. I'm an artist. So both of our minds sometimes can just race. And you need your better half, your other partner, to say, sit down for a minute. And that's literally what needs to be said.
Yeah.
She said, sit down. I want you to, you know, calm down and I want you to hear me. So that's it. It's just hearing one another. It's hearing your partner. It's hearing their feelings. It's hearing their point of view.
Yeah.
Because it's not too many things that my wife has said to me that steered me the wrong way. It's not too many things that I've ever said to her that steered her the wrong way.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like we're one when it comes to, like you said, decision making.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel it's important for both sides, man and woman, to be like, okay, let me hear my partner out and let me make sure that I thoroughly hear him and then go apply whatever it is that they said. Because now I'm looking at all of these orders come through for our business.
Come on now.
And me, I'm like, okay, I want my customers to have it tomorrow. And she's like, well, it don't work like that, Trey. Trey. And then I got to understand too, when we run in a family business, it starts off, it's just me and her. We got the office and she's in there sewing, designing, creating. She's doing everything for ChaneyWay.com.
Wow.
So it's like, let me take a step back and let me get in the field with her and help her.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know how to cut. I don't know how to sew. She's like, let me show you how to do this. So again, Aisha Chaney, that's my baby. That's my lady.
Women. That's all I got
black
to
women,
say.
Black queens.
Women, black queens,
Yeah.
exclamation point,
That's it.
period, with a T at the end.
It.
I want to talk about your journey through the acting world.
Yeah.
I mean, it is illustrious in my opinion.
Thank
it
you.
is no easy feat to be able to still sit across from you and you are continuing to be on screen. That is not a fluke. That is not easy. And it's a blessing that many people hope at some point to have.
I feel
for you, how do you see how you've evolved as an actor? And what are you most proud of yourself for in that regard?
You know, and just to take it back a little bit, Sharí, starting off when my career started, you know, at 8 years old, right? So we talking over 20, 30 years of being in the business, but my breaking through the industry, I would say, was The Wire. So in 2002, it's like, okay, I get cast for The Wire. It wasn't until The Wire ended where I was like, okay, let me use this as a stepping stone. And now it's time for me to get sharper because, again, a lot of people don't even know, and I'm mentioning this on here with you, The Wire was my first job as an actor. But they got me from, you know, the streets of Washington, D.C., Forestville, Maryland. Yeah. I was already an entertainer. So they like, okay, of course I can remember lines. I write songs.
Right.
But after, you know, experiencing such a huge show, being on a huge platform, and then things just going dark after The Wire ended, I started taking classes. I said, okay, I'm going to take classes. And this is a part of the evolution. So it's like, okay, I'm going to take classes. Anything that I can think about revolving around acting, I'm going to study. I'm going to look at other actors. I'm going to study how they move, how they speak, all of that. I mean, because everything is just auditioning. This has not been an easy journey at all. But watching my evolution, I look back on The Wire, and then I look at, you know, now with Saints and Sinners and BMF and the Keisha Cole biopic. I'm like, wow, it all boils down to me never giving up. That's the statement. You know, it's just like, I never gave up. I went on thousands of auditions. This stuff that we watching on TV right now that I didn't get booked for. But the stuff that I did get booked for, that meant it was for me. Whatever's for me, it's going to come. And that's been the journey. You know, so like I said, even looking back on when I first stepped foot on The Wire, I didn't know what hair and makeup, no trailer. I didn't know what none of that was. I was learning. But now, you know, being on some of these $100 million sets, like we own this city, I playing a cop. And then, you know, playing an A&R in the Keisha Cole biopic. And now they got me as Bleak on BMF with Lil Meech.
Killing it.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like looking at all of these different projects and thinking back to everything I had to go through mentally to prepare,
it
is hard. It's a hard thing to do when you got your career, but then you're a husband, you're a father, you're a brother. You know what I'm saying? You a son. You just dealing with different things. But it goes back to when we first started the conversation. I gotta sit still in my thoughts.
Yeah.
I don't rush. I'm not letting nobody rush me. You know what I'm saying? I pace myself at a certain pace, and then I go make it happen. And that's what I've been doing in this industry for over 20 years. As an actor, as an artist, as a creative, it's just about the pace. You gotta pace yourself. You gotta pray. I'm talking about. I can't stop saying how much I pray because
it works.
That prayer works. That's what's getting me through
Yeah.
everything, and even the challenges that come. Because for people like us, it's like we got great hearts. We want to do things for people. But it seemed like right there when things are going too good, something can just
yes.
But it's just a test, And like I said, it's never the end all be all. I think back to stuff that I didn't get in this industry with opportunities, whether it was jobs as an actor, whether it was getting on tours or different things of that nature. And then I look at when I was able to do it, it was the timing.
Yeah.
I just look at stuff like, okay, it wasn't time for that yet. Now it was time. I had auditioned for BMF 7 times before I had got casted.
How many times?
7 times I auditioned for BMF. And that was for first season. I didn't get casted to second season.
Wow.
So it's like I could have gave up. I could have been like, man, this industry, I ain't gonna keep on. And then the producers, the directors, the casting director, shout out to George Pierre, that's my brother. They know me. Yeah. So I could have got discouraged and would have been like, nah, man, they know me. My mentality don't work like that. It just wasn't time. You gonna get it if you just keep on going. If you keep going, you're going to eventually reach whatever goal, whatever dreams, aspirations that you have. And that's just the whole bottom line.
I love that. I want to know what the Trey Chaney that sits in front of me now that just gave this amazing layout of motivation, positivity, and also real life. What he would say to the Trey Chaney that went into The Wire, really green, 19, 20 years old, no acting experience.
Right.
What would you tell that Trey?
What I would tell that Trey that just landed this huge show that he had no idea was going to be whatever it was 20 years later.
Yeah.
I would say learn as much as possible. Ask questions. It's the experience. Don't hold anything back as far as, like I said, the questions that you ask other individuals, other actors or actresses on that set that's been doing it way longer.
Yeah.
Because we got to think about Wood Harris. We got to think about Wendell Pierce.
Yeah.
David Simon had already wrote The Corner, and so I think for me, that's what I would say to the younger Trey, but that's what I actually did. I asked those questions. I'm in there like, okay, how do I do this? What is the mark? Yeah. Like, how do I set up for this scene? Like, if I got an emotional scene, how did you do it? And that's one thing anybody in this industry that knows Trey Chaney knows. I don't hesitate to pick up the phone. I will call you and be like, Sharí, how do I do this? I mean, and I think the relationships.
Yeah.
I would also tell that younger Trey Chaney, build as many relationships as you can, because that's how We Own This City came about. It was the relationships that I built with the writers and producers and directors from The Wire. 20 years later, I'm on another HBO Max show with them. So the relationship part of it is important. It's important. Don't be out here burning bridges or, you know what I'm saying? Just, and treat everyone with the same amount of respect. I don't care if it's the guy taking the trash out. I don't care if he's a multi-million. Everybody gets treated with the same amount of respect. Nobody's bigger than one another.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and that's how I approach a lot of my projects. I don't look at any project in television, film, or music as small. I'm like, okay, I don't care if I got one line. That one line can take you
absolutely
to what it did for Samuel Jackson.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That one little line, so I look at everything like, you know what, I'm grateful and thankful just to be here. Because it's a lot of people that would do anything for that one line. You know, it's people listening to us now that's like, man, I would kill to be in here to you know, do interviews and speak about the longevity in the business. Yeah, so I'm just grateful.
Well, I'm grateful you got this new single out. We're about to talk. We're gonna talk music.
Yeah,
we're talking a lot of acting, movies, and TV shows.
Yeah, for sure.
Bad and Beautiful.
Bad and Beautiful.
And it's caught some fire. Yeah. And so, and for a number of reasons. So for you, you know, in this particular season of your life, why was this particular track really important for you to not only pen but to put out? And you mentioned also on the entrepreneurial side how you've been working this, this single as well.
So, first of all, you know, this is the first platform that I'm even speaking about Bad and Beautiful on, so I appreciate you for having me in here. But Bad and Beautiful is a record that I wanted to dedicate to every woman, queen, ladies around the world, to say, embrace the body that God has gave you. And it's very near and dear because a friend of mine, I'm not going to mention her name, but she just recently passed from getting surgery. Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah, from getting surgery, from getting lipo, BBL. And when the crazy thing is, Bad and Beautiful came out October 9th. I didn't put it on no streaming platforms. It's only on ChaneyWay.com. Okay. She was the first person I played it for because she was in the PR world. So I'm like, hey, we got to set up. She absolutely loved the song, but deep down, she was battling body shame. She's like, I don't like my body. And I didn't know. You know, I mean, like I said, I think, like I say, with this Bad and Beautiful record, it was heaven sent. God put this on my heart to put out. It's jamming. It's hip hop. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to just inspire all the women. Yeah. But then October 9th, I put it out October 20th if she had passed. From that, when I heard from her family. So it's even deeper for me now, you know, because it's like, okay, it was already out. I already had plans. But now it's like, I'm telling our women, I'm telling the ladies, I'm telling the queen, you bad and beautiful without the surgery. Embrace the body that God has gave you, you know, and it's uplifting, you know, it's in another, you know, example of why I wanted to put it out, because every single day, I see women scrolling on Instagram.
It's
or
real
Twitter.
out here, and then we got the filters too. We got
all the
filters and the apps that take that takes the muffin top away, bumps us up in the booty. Yeah. We got all the stuff.
So I'm seeing this and I'm looking and I'm like, if only you knew. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody would love to be with you the way you are. That's why I say in the record, every blemish, every scar, like it's. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I tell all the women in my family. I tell my wife. I tell my sister. You know, my aunts. You know, I'm like, yo, y'all good. Y'all already together. Not that they were thinking about that, but like I said, women can get crazy with this Instagram and Twitter and TikTok and be like, I want to look like that. And it's like you don't know how your body gonna react to certain surgery. You don't know how things can turn out. I witnessed it like. Well, witnessing it like how, you know, my friend passed. I'm like, wow, that really happened. You know, so now this record is very near and dear to me, and it's being received well, you know, because when you put something out, you know, musically, it's like, or even television or film, you're like, I don't know how people going, you know, receive it. And some women might look at it and be like, well, I got work done, but it's not even. It's
not a judgment. It's not an indictment.
It's not judging. It's just me as a man, as a king, saying, "Baby, you already bad and beautiful the way you are. You don't need to change nothing." Yeah. And we talking about every size, every shape, every race. It just don't got no color on it. It's women across the globe. It's men too. You know what I'm saying? For feeling like. Man, I want to get some work done to look a certain way. I mean, because men going through it too.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, so it's becoming something bigger than what I really imagine. It's like exceeding my expectations. This Bad and Beautiful record, and you mentioned the creative marketing way. I didn't release it on no streaming platforms. I wanted to have creative control and being able to monetize on a platform that I created. I love that. Which was ChaneyWay.com. So people going to ChaneyWay.com, the live version of Bad and Beautiful is up. The The regular version is up there, and I'm selling it for $1.99. I'm doing it like how back in the day, before streams and all of that, when people had to go buy your music or your material or your merch. We got the Bad and Beautiful T-shirt. You know what I'm saying? And, let me cut this off real quick.
I got a whole T-shirt, and y'all already know I love T-shirts.
So you got the Bad and Beautiful T-shirt.
I'm gonna wear it.
You got an autographed copy of The Truth You Can't Betray, my book, and then you getting this with it. You getting this with it. You getting everything with it, Sharí.
I'm winning. I'm winning.
So that was my whole point of the record. It's just really to motivate. I'm uplifting our women out here. I'm uplifting the queens to say, look, you bad and beautiful without getting surgery.
I love that. I'm not going to play much of this song because I want you all to buy it.
Yeah.
On ChaneyWay.com.
Yeah, ChaneyWay.com.
But I do, if it's okay with you, I want to play about 20 seconds or so to give people a feel. Is that all right?
Of course.
All right, I'm going to let you do the honors. Go ahead and toss to it and give me a nice little intro, and then we'll let the people take a listen.
What's up, y'all? This your brother Trey Chaney, and right now you are listening to Bad and Beautiful on Just a Thought with Sharí Nycole.
Love yourself, no need for no lipo. Please believe it's really your hype though. The beauty's in your presence, your soul is the essence. Times get tough, may need a sabbatical. You pretty as you are, love you all natural. Look at the media, forever being tactical. It's all an illusion, it's time to get practical. The body portrayed is really not actual. What God gave, all you need, that's factual. Some understand, but we still seem to lack a few. Get out your own way, it's time to get back to you. You the pride, surgery is a disguise to mask and hide, but you should have pride. What's on the inside determines and decides the outcome of how you living in your life, queen. You bad and beautiful, love the way you are. Embrace every blemish and every scar. You bad and beautiful, love the way you are. I'm so proud you done came so far.
I told you all we had some fire coming today. We had us a good word from Trey Chaney. We got this amazing single. You just heard a little bit of it. Bad and Beautiful. Of course, we can't give you the whole thing because you got to go. You got to go support
ChaneyWay.com. Yeah.
So Trey mentioned to me while you all were listening to the music, he was willing to do a little some acapella for you all on the spot.
Most definitely.
So I'm gonna let you take it away, brother.
So y'all know how much this song means to me. Bad and Beautiful. Sharí, first time I'm doing this on Sharí Nycole. You know what I'm saying? Just a thought. So check it out. I know you see it every day on the gram. Bodies all extra, faces full of glam. You in the house scrolling like you don't stand a chance. But what you looking at is inflated, so enhanced. Queen, make sure you get your mind right, though. Love yourself, no need for no lipo. Please believe it's really your hype, though. The beauty's in your presence. Your soul is the essence. I'm going to give y'all that. I'm going to give you that. There y'all got to go. $1.99, ChaneyWay.com right now. We on Just a Thought with Sharí Nycole. We getting busy.
It.
Bad and Beautiful is out, y'all. I just, like I said, it means a lot to be able to speak about a positive record in hip hop.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because this is hip hop, you know? So it's like, I want to give you something that your mom can listen to, your grandmother, your kids. People can be inspired. Like when I'm out here rapping and putting words together, I'm thinking about the masses of people that's like, okay, I know this can inspire and motivate somebody that might be going through whatever it is that you're going through. So, yeah, Bad and Beautiful is the single, and I'm just happy.
Well, you're the first person to ever drop a Hot 16 on the podcast.
Yeah.
So I feel honored. I'm super excited. Trey, I'm just, it's always a blessing.
Thank you.
To be in your presence, to catch up with you, to chat with you. I'm just so grateful.
Thank you.
That I met you years ago and we've continued to stay
connected.
So I just, God bless you, man. I'm so excited for all the things that God has for you.
I appreciate it.
I know you got the movie, we got new music. Anything else that you're really excited about as we're, coming out of 2023 and going into the new year?
You know what? Just more positivity. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting out, like I said, I think with the writers and actors strike, it made me, again, sit down and sit still and say, okay, Trey, what are you going to do when things like this come about? Mm-hmm. And we experienced it with COVID when we had to sit down.
Yeah.
We experienced it with the actors and writers strike. But then I said, building ChaneyWay.com, pushing my company, Chaney Vision Entertainment, and really focusing my energy, my time, my experience into my brand. Mm-hmm. it's working. It's working for me. So it's like, you know what? Just expect more projects that I'm executive producing under my company, Chaney Vision Entertainment, in 2024. Expect more dope music, positive, uplifting music, live performances, and you'll be able to grab it at one house, ChaneyWay.com. It's going up.
I love that. It sure is. For all of you all, we talked about prayer quite a bit today. For those who enjoy a good prayer circle, prayer time, like myself and Trey, send up a few prayers for Trey, that God would just continue to enlarge his territory and cover him. It's a lot of negativity, as you mentioned, Trey, that is surrounding us. And it's important that, you know, we be insulated with the level of armor and security for God to allow us to move through these spaces and have impact. And so that's my prayer for you.
Thank you.
And hopefully you all are doing the same thing. Let's continue to elevate.
Thank you.
We're going to do this again soon.
Let's do it.
It's just a thought. It's just my opinion. It's just a